What's going on, guys? Today we're at the park. It's been a while. It's me, Franco.
It's me, Sophie.
Probably wonder where we've been. If you know us, you probably not wonder. You probably see us every day. But you're probably wondering where High School Fools has been. So long story short, there was this, I guess you call it a studio planned. It was kind of just this setup that we planned from, because we won this grant. It's been so long, I don't even remember the details, but we won this grant. It was a good amount of money. It was enough to make a studio. We got really lucky. So that was being set, that was being underdone, and then we thought maybe we'd go on a little hiatus just until the studio was done, and then we'd come back, you know, new quality, start like a new chapter of High School Fools once the studio was ready. Well, long story short, you know where we've been. The studio got delayed, and it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And I guess we saw it like, if it's been this long that we've kept them waiting, might as well, like, when we come back, it might as well be in the studio. But we realized it's been a really long time. You know, time is limited. We don't have that much time, so might as well just make something while we have the chance. And if the studio happens to be done, then we'll hop in that. But until the meantime, why wait? It's a little. We waited a little while to realize that, but we realized that, and now we're here, and we're at the park. Because what better place than the park?
Yeah. I think that, you know, we're recording this in March, right?
In March.
In March, and there's two months away from graduation.
More or less.
So we literally have 2 months of content with the title High School Fools. So there's going to be a lot of changes, like, in the next couple of 2 months. Mm-hmm. The content we create is going to be different. Just a lot of things to look forward to. I also do feel like, you know, we are evolving, like, whatever. I also feel like we are evolving in terms of, like, the content we were producing a while back, a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe even. Definitely a lot of change, and I feel like now that we're graduating, there's going to be opportunity for not just the quality, like, oh, better mics, better camera, but just, like, the content in general, the topics as well. It's going to be, like, a complete upgrade of, because we're not going to be high schoolers anymore. And just the conversations we have aren't just silly and dumb all the time. It's like some real adult stuff going on, like thinking about housing, thinking about jobs, thinking about school after high school. So we're really thinking about the whole entire high school fools, you know, the high school part. We're just the same fools, just different stages in our life. College fools? We don't know.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just come out here, explain where we've been, explain how we've been, and just give you something in the meantime. We have big plans for the future. We have some things, I don't know if we could talk about them yet, but they're coming pretty soon, sooner than you think. And we thought we'd come out here, you know, sweep up all the cobwebs, announce that we're finally back. We lost, like, so many followers and viewers and subscribers and stuff, but, you know, what can you do? That's our bad. We're back now. We had big plans, but sometimes life doesn't go your way. And that's kind of what we want to talk about. Just, I guess, growing up, just realizing where you are in life, because even though the episode, there's only, 10 episodes, I think, out of right now. The last episode was, like, October or November, I forget. But even though if it's only been that long, this has been going on since, freshman year, since middle school, pretty much.
School. 7th grade, to be exact. Actually, no, 8th grade.
Yeah. We've talked about it before. But yeah, it's just we, as a podcast, have grown a lot, and then also we as people have grown a lot. So we just want to talk to you guys, like, kind of one-on-one, and explain.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's the most appropriate thing to talk about, because, like, when you hear High School Fools, you're like, oh, I remember that one podcast. So
hopefully you remember.
Yeah, because it's been so long. So it's the same thing with you as a person. It's like, oh, Franco from October, Sophie from October. That was, well, we're recording this in March. That was, like, months ago. So a lot of things change around that time. So that's what I mean by it's appropriate to talk about that growth within just those months. We can even take it back from a year when we were recording for the first time ever, or quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting really like retrospective. We're looking back a lot now that high school's coming to an end. And this doesn't have to be the end of fun or the end of adventures or anything like that. We have more fun videos planned, but we just thought for this. Is that you, God? We just thought for this video. I guess coming back, we get a little serious, a little deep. Just kind of look back on everything we've done as high school fools, everything we've done as high schoolers, and like what our plans are for the short little amount of time we have left as high schoolers. So yeah, I mean, to be specific, we have like what, 2 months left, I think, something like that, pretty much. Our plan was always weekly episodes, so if you take that into account, you can say maybe 6 episodes left, more or less. And that's not that much content. But we have other plans. Hopefully it works out. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. Who knows? But yeah, we've been waiting on that studio. Unfortunately, it took way longer than we thought it would, and that set us back. But I think a good way to think about it is just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. Where do we go from now? Because we could just sit and think like, man, we were going up and up. We were becoming, like, the quality was going up. We were making videos more commonly. And now that's gone. And we could just sit around and be sad about it, man. Like, you know, high school was what it was. Let's move on. But I think there's still some juice left. I think that goes with a lot of things. I think you can try to pick it up. For the last couple of months we have it left. But yeah, we're here at the park today. It's really like peaceful. As peaceful as you can get in like an urban city. But it's really peaceful. And it's really makes you think.
Yeah, like I sat here, the moment I sat here, I was like, damn, there's a lot to think about.
There's a lot to think about. I guess we could start with high school. I guess more specifically, like high school coming to an end.
Yeah.
I guess just to admit, we've done other episodes or attempted other episodes in the meantime. They just didn't go as planned, and we felt like it wasn't a good episode to come back to. But it's the same issue. Why wait? You're never gonna get to perfection, so why?
Yeah. Also,
why keep pushing back?
If we really think about how we started, it was just a crappy camera, I believe.
Yeah, you say
it was a photography camera, so should I be quiet for a bit? It was a photography camera, so it was not meant for video, so it was really ugly. Like, if you look back at our first episode, no stand, microphones we were figuring out, like, you can barely see my face in it because I had the pop filter, like, right here. So, but our thought when it came to the episode is, like, let's just post something.
Yeah.
That was literally the origin.
That's what it always was.
The origin of high school was, like, let's just post something. And I feel like we kind of lost ourselves, to be honest. Like, we completely forgot the whole entire, like, let's just post something. Because that's literally, in life, if you think about it, that's the only way to get started with anything. Like, you don't have to have the highest, the best equipment ever to start streaming or to start vlogging or anything like that. You don't need that. You literally just need whatever you have to start anything, and then progressively start putting in stuff like that. And I feel like we came in with that mindset, but then it just slowly dropped.
Yeah, I think if I think back to like old Franco or younger Franco, I'm like, man, I want this kind of microphone, I want this kind of camera, or like I would look at the videos and I'm like, at first it'd be like, you know, it is what it is, but then it became more like, I don't know, I'm not happy with this, or I'm not happy with how this looks. And there's nothing wrong with that. You could want to improve, but I felt like I wanted to improve so much, it just held us back. Yeah. I wanted it to be perfect. And just honestly speaking, nothing's ever gonna be perfect, at least not to the creator. Whatever it is, if you make clothes, if you paint, if you make videos, if you make music, if you edit, whatever creative field you're in, even stuff like cooking, stuff that's more subjective. Whatever it is, it could always be better. It could always look better. It could always taste better. It could always smell better. But there's no point in waiting. Yeah. Time is finite. There's only so much time. that we're given on this earth. There's only so much time we're given in these stages of life, like elementary school, middle school, high school. If you just keep waiting, if you keep pushing it back, nothing's ever gonna get done.
Yeah, and I feel like that applies with anything, relationships, family, school, like literally the smallest task, like making your bed. If you just keep waiting, that bed's still gonna be messy if you don't get to it. So like, it's just a matter of like initiating anything, whatever it is. If it's creativity, like Franco said, or like what I meant about family, like spending time with family. You think about spending time with your family, like just do it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're just, like at our age, we have so much liberty, we have so much time that we don't realize until the time's just like ticking. Like there's deadlines, like, oh, you're gonna go to college, have responsibilities, you get a job, responsibilities. So it's just like, we just take it all for granted. And I feel like as seniors, we're starting to realize more and more, like, damn, like we don't have that much time. We can't be silly, we can't be fools anymore. Just
we're gonna be fools, but we're not gonna be fools with posting.
Yeah.
Fools about posting.
So it's really scary to think. And I'm glad that at my age I can think about this stuff, because if you think about it, there's not a lot of kids thinking like this.
Yeah.
There's freshmen, of course, thinking the way that
Jaden
we
Smith.
think. Yeah, like so yeah, I feel like I'm lucky to be able to think about life, because other people, like, I don't know what they be thinking.
Yeah. I think time is taken for granted so often, and you could see that. I mean, you could talk to any 50-year-old and they'll tell you, man, I wish I could just go back to my 30s. Talk to a 30-year-old, they'll say, man, I wish I could just go back to my 20s. Talk to a 20-year-old, man, I wish I was still in high school. I wish I knew what I was doing. You never realize what time has passed until it's passed. You know, like, you don't realize the time you're wasting. And you could kind of get like too, what's the word? Like, you could let that control you. You could, like, man, like, I only have so much time. I have to get this done. And you could just let it ruin you. But sometimes I think people are just stuck in, like, a stasis. Like, they're just too scared to do anything, or too overthinking about things. Like calling your parents. Simple stuff like calling your parents or your grandparents or your family members, like, oh, I don't know what I should say to them. I don't know what they're gonna think if I call them, or I don't know, whatever it is. That's just an example. Like, if we run with that example, like, if you feel like you should call your grandma, but you don't know what you should tell her, so she's not gonna say, oh, he said the wrong thing, or that's weird for him to bring up. She's just gonna be happy you called. And that goes with a lot of things. The longer you wait, the more you push things off, like, the more you're gonna regret it.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at this guy right now. There's a guy over here across. He's like full, like, in a suit, kind of. He looks like he just came out of work.
Yeah.
And he's just shooting some baskets. Like,
Yeah.
that's deep. That's deep to me. Like, I wonder what's going on in his life. I wonder what regrets he has. I wonder why he's at the basketball court. Same thing, he might look at us, he's like, why are these kids filming a video, you know?
Yeah.
Just makes you question, like, every little thing that you do. So, I mean, he made that one.
He made that one.
Yeah, it is a lot of thinking, and like, I'm glad that we are creating a space to talk about this stuff, because
I think we get lost. I think there's so much things, there's so many aspects to everything. People are worried about what people are gonna think about them. People are worried about what could go wrong. I think there's so much that could go on in your head that people just hold themselves back. They stop themselves from doing what they want to do, from making what they want to make, just because of everything that could go wrong.
Yeah.
That's what we did. That's what I did specifically with producing this whole thing, and that we're here now. We lost all this time. If you think about it, we could have had, I don't know, maybe another 20 episodes out or something like that, and they wouldn't have been as high quality, because, you know, progression is slow. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, but usually progression is slow. You slowly get better. The quality slowly gets better. But at least I would have had more episodes to look back to. At least we would have had more stories. We would have had more funny memories.
Yeah.
At least when I'm in college, or just in the future, I can look back and I'm like, oh, I remember episode 11 or episode 26 or whatever. Yeah. Or I remember when this random person came on. That was a bad episode, but I'm glad it exists. I don't know if that makes sense. but I think even the things we regret now, like we regretted then, like the early episodes. I remember episode 1, like half the episode the angle was off or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, no one's gonna like this, no one's gonna wanna watch this. And now I'm happy it's there. It shows like where we started from, it shows how far we've come. It shows like how we were just determined. We had a lot of good conversations, and we felt like it wouldn't hurt to just put that out there.
Yeah. Because, there's something that I've been realizing that I feel like we don't realize this, but like I have a lot of things that I can relate to you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, I can relate to that stranger over there a lot. Like there's so many things that we have in common, but we just don't talk about them. And I feel like with like this episode, for example, this is like the space to talk about certain stuff like that, because I feel like there's so many things that we don't talk about them because obviously there's not the time for it, the opportunity to talk about them. Because like you can't just go up to someone and be like, hey, how's life? Without them thinking it's a joke or anything like that.
Yeah.
But because everybody has goals, like, and even if you don't have goals, like, probably gave up on some goals, like.
You had goals.
Yeah. So, or you accomplished goals too. So you're just happy with what you have already. So it's just, everybody's living a complete different life. And one thing that I wanted to mention is like, I feel like people, and I myself included, we care about the things we shouldn't care. And then we also don't care about the things that we should probably care about. And I feel like that's something at a young age that affects us a lot. Like, a good example of not caring about something is like what other people think. Like, oh, like, yeah, I mean, they probably think I suck at this, or I probably hate on me on this or whatever, Like, those are good things to, like, not care about.
What was the thing? It was, like, high school dorks or something?
Oh, yeah.
That was a funny comment. I'm never going to forget that. It was, like, high school. I think it was high school dorks or something.
High school dorks, yeah.
Or high school idiots or something. That was a comment on one of the posts.
Yeah, and back to what I was saying, like, you can, like, things that we should care about, like, maybe the way that your friends acting, how they've been like this, but you're like, oh, like I'm probably thinking about it too much. Whatever, just put it to the side. Like that's not caring. So I feel like we definitely need to start paying a little bit more attention to the things we dismiss, and also paying less attention to the things that actually make us overthink a lot. Like let's just not think about it. But it is really scary to know how easily our minds can like take over everything that we do in life.
Yeah. Probably like, yeah. What advice would you give to a younger Sophia?
Younger Sophie? I feel like since I was a 9th grader, my goal was to not care what people think, because I've mentioned this in previous episodes. I used to be really insecure. 7th grade, my palms would get all sweaty, my legs would shake
Spaghetti.
if I would go and present. But now I like presenting. Like I'm the first one to raise up my hand and be like, I want to present.
You forgot to give the homework.
not like that. But like, I've joined theater. I'm able to talk to a camera and post episodes, and I might regret what I'm saying right now in the future, but like I don't care. I'm able to put myself out there. So I feel like I've stayed true to that, because I've seen a lot of progress. But I feel like advice that I would give to myself 9th grade would probably be to like do less. Because me personally, I would say I've done a lot. I divided myself into so many things because I have a lot of interest, and like I want to do everything. I want to try everything. If it's sports, if it's podcasting, video recording, music, all of that. I feel like it would be so cool if I was just passionate about one thing, like let's say recording, and I put all that energy I put within all these activities. I feel like I would have made it out the hood, like
out the trenches.
Yes.
Out the suburbs.
Yes, but I don't think that was possible in this lifetime, because basketball tryouts, ooh, let me go do that. Sophie, let's start a podcast. Ooh, let's do the podcast. Theater, ooh, let me try out. So it's just like, I'm just kind of always trying to do everything. So do less. I mean it in a way that like, maybe I should have focused in one thing. And if I quit, then I would have jumped to the next one. But that's my advice.
It's worth trying.
What advice would you give to yourself?
What advice would I give to myself? I think
like
probably...
ninth grade.
Probably that. Probably start with that. Probably just don't overthink things. I wish I would have just like made everything that came to mind. Now I'm lucky enough to understand what I want to do. I know I want to make movies. I know I want to make shows. I know I want to make something. I have these visions in my head, and I want to make them come to life. And I've always been like that. But I've always been like, I don't have the right equipment yet, or I can't do it properly.
Do you feel like now that you have the equipment, that's a part of the reason you want to do it?
Yeah, definitely. But I think that doesn't really matter. I think if you look back to famous artists, famous directors, like, yeah, a good number of them, especially nowadays, got lucky, or they knew people, and the first thing they made blew up. But, like, if you look for well-established, like, people that know what they're doing, realistically, it took them forever. Some people didn't become successful until they were 50. And honestly, that's not what I want. I want to do everything I can. I want to be successful now. I want to do...
What's your definition of success?
What's my definition of success? Probably...
Like when it comes to filming.
Ooh, film? I don't know. I feel like ever since I was a little kid, I've always been like super egotistical. I've always seen myself like probably bigger than I am. So I don't know. I don't know how to measure success. Because I'm getting all these opportunities, and it's really nice. But I still don't feel like I'm even close to like where I want to be. I want to like, I don't know. I want to be like the kind of household name. I want to be like Timothée Chalamet doing his speech at the, what was it? The VMAs or something? I forgot what it was. He had a really good speech. Shout out to Timothée Chalamet. He's like a really cool guy. He's down to earth. Now that I'm done glazing him. Yeah, I just want to be big. I want to be big. I feel like I'm gonna make it happen. It's a hard thing to describe because I feel like in my head, it's like already real, because I know how bad I want it.
So you think like numbers?
Numbers?
Because that's like how Timothée Chalamet is. Like getting your name out there.
Yeah, probably just being well known. I want to be known for the person I am. Not even necessarily. I mean, I want to be known for the projects I make, but like when you think back to the majority of people, when you think back to a good movie, do you think back to the movie or do you think back to the director or the producer or the writer? Usually you just think back to the movie. So I want to create stuff that people want to watch. I want to create stuff that people like resonate with and they like. But I also just want to be known, like, whenever I happen to die, whenever I happen to leave this world, I want people to be like, man, that guy really helped me out, or that guy did this, or that guy did that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the best person in the world, but I want to leave that kind of memory, and I think that's more important than anything else, than having any kind of money or any kind of success or whatever. I think that's what's important to me. What do you think about success?
Well, I feel like for me, what I've learned, like, I've been more of that type of person, like, oh, what was the journey than the actual, like, destination type of person. Like, success, like, it's just like, oh, putting a little crown on your head, like, oh, good job, you accomplished it. But to me, I feel like I've fallen in love more with the process, like, making myself happy. Like, I don't need fulfillment from others, like, oh, good job, Sophie. I feel like I'm really critical with myself, and that could be a bad thing, but that can also be a good thing, too. But, like, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, what I enjoy doing, what I have enjoyed doing my whole entire life is helping people, like, giving a little bit of a piece of me to someone else. That's how I've envisioned it. But I used to think, like, when you're little, like, and people ask you, like, oh, what would you do if someone gave you $1 million? I feel like the way I think about it now, like, money has started to have, like, I don't want to say no value to me, but, like, I don't know. I don't feel like I want the newest pair of shoes or, like, clothing or anything like that. You know, like, I like to look nice, too, you know? But, like, I see kids my age, like, wanting the top brands or stuff like that, you know? Yeah. And they're like, oh, I'm going to start working so I could buy all this clothes, or I could have this big, giant house, or I can have, like, just wanting that want for more. And I feel like for me, I feel like all I want to do is just, like, just be happy, like, with myself, you know? Obviously, if money came into the picture, like, what would I want to buy with $1 million? Just a space for my family to live. You know, I'm the oldest of 7, so just have a space where we're all tied up. But I really don't think that's, like, what I'm looking for life. Like, success to me in life, everybody has their own definition of success. Like Franco said, his own definition right now. And I think for me, like, success would just be like being happy with, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because I don't have like a goal in life that I want to reach. Like, I don't want to be well known.
You don't have to. You don't have to know. You don't have to understand.
It's just a constant, like, I feel like I'm searching for purpose. And I feel like that's something that I'll continue to search, and it evolves, because I feel like every year you have a different...
Yeah, absolutely.
Something different to, like, want. Like, right now I'm trying to think of something I want to accomplish, which, graduation, you know, like, that's the closest thing I could think of.
I would love to graduate.
And even though, like, it's really close from now, you know, like, I'm so stuck on, I'm gonna graduate. But what really matters is, like, you know, what I'm doing right now. Recording, doing my homework, doing all of this stuff, hanging out with friends. That's, like, what truly matters, rather than getting the little certificate that says I graduated. So, yeah, I don't know what success is to me.
You're saying?
Oh, well, the skater guys. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to be obsessed with one thing. I feel like that's my curse. Like, I do so many different things. I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. Basically, that's what I am. And I feel like that's...
Do you know the full quote?
No.
The full quote, I'm paraphrasing, but the full quote goes, a jack of all trades, a master of none, but still better than a master at one or something. I forgot, but it goes something like that.
Not great at none, something like that. I know what you're talking
No,
about.
it ends positive is what I'm saying. You keep talking, I'll search it up.
But yeah, I feel like that's what I've always been. Like, I hear people, like, they're passionate about music, and they've been doing music since they were like 9, and they're amazing at it. I also think my parents never, like, forced me to do anything or shut down my ideas. Like, if I would have been like, I want to be a YouTuber, they were never like, oh, get out of here, you know, like, you're not gonna make money off of that. They were like, oh, YouTuber, okay. Or basketball player, they never, like, oh, you're short. No, they would never do that. They would just let me be free.
You'll never be a basketball. I have the quote here. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yeah.
It's positive. It's just saying, you know, sometimes you get caught up in doing so many things. You want to just concentrate on one, but you're still better off. It's not like you're putting it towards nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't say it's on the person. I think people are lost a lot of times, and I know a lot of people that are lost. And I genuinely I bring this up every time I talk about what I want to do. I feel like I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be so passionate about something, to know what I want to do, to know what makes me happy, and it might not be the thing I end up doing, but I know that it's something. It's my thing right now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people aren't that lucky. I think a lot of people are too busy with other things, are too busy worrying about other things, and they don't get the opportunity to learn. They don't get the opportunity to explore. You know, some farm rancher in the middle of nowhere, he's not gonna know that he's really good at painting because he's too busy worrying about growing crops and paying the bills.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think about my dad. Like, he goes to work, comes back, eats, takes a shower, goes to sleep. He doesn't put, like, maybe it's because we're thinking about creativity, but, like, my dad, like, his dream, what was his dream? He would have wanted to be in the military, but, like, or start a business, but that's like something that creativity can be involved in, but like he doesn't pursue it. He just, it's just stopped there, because obviously he has other things to worry about, which is me, my mom, my siblings, house, rent, bills, all of this stuff. So, yeah, it's just sad to think that could be my future eventually. But like Franco said, we're just really lucky and fortunate to, like, be able to have these ideas and make them come true, like initiating. And
just if your success or if your happiness comes from working, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm talking about those people that don't get the opportunity to realize that. Some people, they want to paint and they'll never know what it'll be like to paint. Or some people, they want to build houses. They want to check in every day to their job. They want to be productive at a company. They want to build a company. Your success doesn't have to be something creative or something, out of the normal. You can find happiness in everyday life, but some people don't. But most people don't, and those people that don't sometimes don't get the opportunity to find what they do like.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this before. I think it was one of the episodes we scratched off. But I had this sociology class where we watched this video, like this documentary, and basically said how our parents are hardworking. They're really, really hardworking, but how come they're still in the same position they've always been? Like my mom, my dad, they haven't leveled up, whether it's financially or their dreams or anything like that. And the reason why is because they don't take opportunities that are granted for them. Like the word opportunity is such a big thing because we're just so often surrounded by them. There's so much, like you might say like, oh, well, my school or where I work at, they don't give us, but there is a lot of opportunities. And it's just taking those opportunities that makes a difference. Even because why people don't take opportunities at risk is because failure, so they miss out on finding out more stuff or being able to just kind of upgrade or feel better in their life too. So it makes me think like my mom, she tells me some crazy stuff like, oh yeah, they offered me this, but this could have gone wrong, so I didn't do it. But if it would have gone right, she would have been like super happy, So it's just sad to think that. I'm glad that like I'm able to like not care, like damn, I'm gonna do this. I might be cooked after it, but I'm still gonna do it regardless, and it's a learning experience.
It goes back to the same fear thing.
Yeah.
The same. You're comfortable where you are, and you're scared of trying something else because of what it could mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're forced into that situation, whether it's by family, whether it's by responsibilities, or whatever it could be. So it's a privilege to be able to try other things, but sometimes you won't be able to move anywhere. I forgot. I heard this quote recently. Speaking of quotes, it was I know who it is. It's Theo. You know Theo Von?
No.
Theo Von. He's a comedian. He's kind of known for saying crazy stuff, but he also goes pretty deep on his podcast. And he has this. I don't know if it's an original quote or if it's just a quote he repeats, but it's nothing changes if nothing changes. And like obviously that's kind of like those like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But if you think about it, like it's true. I mean, if every single day you wake up, same schedule, same job you don't like, let's just say, you never reach out, you never try new things, you never attempt to make changes, you're gonna keep working at that job. You might get like a slight raise, you might get a slightly different position, but you're gonna keep working that same job pretty much like until you break the cycle, because that's just how life is. It doesn't have to be a job necessarily, but nothing changes in your life unless you make an effort to change it. And you don't have to change. You could like your job, but if you don't, then you have to come to a realization that you have to make a change, and that might not be your job. That might be maybe it's your partner in life, or maybe it's the house you live in, or maybe it's whatever it could be. You have to pursue change for change to happen.
Yeah. I feel like it might cross your mind to change, but like, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?
You have to actually take the step and do it. I'm like in heaven right now. Oh my God.
I think you're fine. It's just the
Oh, you think it's on the actual screen?
Yeah, look.
But no, look. I think we're good. Anyways, even if I'm like this, what was I saying? I'm lost.
Pursuing change?
Yeah. Well, I think we should keep this one short. I think we wanna go out to a lot of people. I think this was a good amount of yap. If you guys, I kind of want to talk to the audience for a little bit, because I think there's this, I don't know. I think us as creators, we could do whatever we want, we could make whatever we want, but the quality of the video is determined by the audience. If everyone goes, whoa, I love this episode, we know it was a good episode. If everyone goes, no, I hate this episode, we know it's a bad episode, regardless of kind of how we feel about it.
I feel like, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, good.
I feel like podcasting wise, it is kind of for the public.
Yeah.
So it is kind of defined by what other people think.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
You're trying to
so,
entertain.
like for me, like I have this little YouTube channel, right? But it's not for the people. It's just for me. It's just like I don't care if I get 0 likes. Or I don't care if I get the more likes, the more views, and other. It's just like my own thing, so I don't care. But like with podcasting, it's like we're getting feedback from you guys,
Absolutely.
so it's really important.
So all I want to say is whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on, you can actually comment on Spotify if you didn't know that. Whether it's on Instagram, or even in person, just reach out to us. Let us know. It would mean a lot if you let us know what you think about this episode, what you think about High School Fools in general, what you think about this Yap Sesh. If you really like this kind of, I'm trying to get rid of the glare. If you really like this kind of topic, you could say, hey, I really like this kind of topic. You guys should do another episode on it. And we barely get any comments or suggestions. So if you see it, 100%, I mean, if you say it, 100%, there's a 100% chance we're going to see it. Because we really appreciate that kind of, like, how do I say, like, it's almost like collaboration.
Yeah.
Like, you help us.
Like we're actually gonna hear you out because no one reaches out to us.
No one reaches out. And it's really reassuring when someone lets us know that they like the subject. Or even if you didn't like it, if you said, damn, this episode was a Yap Fest, go back to the original content. That's not crazy. If you want to say that, and at least we'll know that this isn't the kind of people, this isn't the kind of thing that people want to listen to when they're doing other stuff. And that's fine. We still might make this kind of video, but that won't be the majority of the videos.
Yeah.
So just if you could pretty please, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, in person, just reach out to us. Let us know what you think about this episode. Let us know what you didn't like. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you want for future episodes.
I think our podcast, it's under the genre of comedy.
Oh yeah.
Which I kind of don't like that because like I feel like if someone does see it from that perspective, they take everything we say as a joke.
Yeah.
But I feel like High School Fools, despite the fools part, you know, I feel like it is a variety of things. It's not just making fun of something or like talking really deeply about stuff. I feel like we could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to rebrand the podcast with, not just a silly little podcast where we just,
We can still have those
meaning.
episodes where we bring on someone that's really funny and we can joke around with them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
I recently got feedback from someone saying that they didn't really like the episodes where we just like messed around. They preferred like the ones where we talk more about life. So this is a
And that could
perfect
be your thing.
episode for them.
You could like the episodes where we joke around, or you could just like the episodes where we talk seriously. It's your
Yeah.
preference. If you
And also, if you're someone that's looking forward to be on our podcast, but you're like, oh, like they joke around too much. Let me not. If you tell us you want a serious episode, we literally will turn into a serious episode. If you want just a silly episode where we just talk about whatever, we can also do that. So if you are someone that wants to be on the podcast, just tell us what type of episode you would want to be.
Yeah. If besides that, I think we're all good for this episode. Thank you. Leave a like, comment again.
Comment.
If you briefly again, it helps us a lot. It gives us a lot of feedback, and it really puts us out there. Subscribe on the YouTube because we're gonna be posting more, and follow us on Instagram. If you're not already, thank you guys for supporting. I think it's fair to say we're sorry for leaving you guys. If you're
JK guys, this was not a deep philosophical talk. This was an apology video.
This is an apology video. Please forgive us.
Yeah.
If you actually enjoyed our videos, we're so sorry. To the very few that enjoyed our videos.
Wait, should we? I should probably like, and yeah, Franco. That's why I'm not going to college.
What?
And then like as a clickbait, or like, we quit.
No,
we quit.
no.
We quit, guys.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. If you're a returning viewer, if you're a new viewer, check out our other videos. Some of them are good. Some of them hopefully you'll like some of them. There's a variety.
Oh, also, we reached our first 1,000 views on
yeah.
that video. That's a big achievement.
Yeah, we weren't like alive during then, but it happened. Thank you guys for doing that. So we know some people are watching. Hopefully. Yeah, I think I covered all the bases. We'll see you soon, really soon. Give us as much feedback as you want. If you hate us, let us know you hate us. Just do it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We're sorry for leaving you. We're back. Thank you. Tune in next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Wait, that was I didn't cover the whole hole. It's fine.